did a song called already called Fortune and Fame. And it's like the hook goes, something we all adore. The one thing we're dying for. Nothing but pain, stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. Something we all adore. The one thing we dying for. Nothing but pain, stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. That's what I hear.
starting this video is because I've noticed that there's a lot of people online talking about pDAI, and I was looking at the charts. Well, I got inspired today in this Saturday evening, so to speak. I want to share some core concepts of how investment and trading works. Right, from someone that is doing it, that is already doing for like 12 years, right? Working in proprietary trading firms, hedge funds, and then I went into crypto in 2018. So I'm going to start about the most polemic stuff that I'm hearing about, which is pDAI, right? And I was looking at the charts, and the charts are really good. Of course, you can see that it's going up to the right. And there's a narrative that people are making this trade from a speculative standpoint, believing that the target is $1, right? And the argument is that there are fundamental backing on it because of how the code of MakerDAO is written for DAI. So the argument is that there is an entity behind Pulsechain, right? And this entity is basically centralizing the DAI and the Pulsechain and casting votes, so he can have some influence, some governance over it, right? And the MakerDAO code is really, how can you say, it's really democratic. So there's a feature in MakerDAO, and I'm looking at the documents here, guys, coding documents, right? I happen to know some coding because I write crypto, not only crypto, but trading algos using MetaTrader, TradingView, Python, so gotta get used to it. But I'm not so good in smart contracts, right? I'm trying to make an arbitrage bot on it, but I didn't do it. Actually, it's done, but I have to set some safety checks before. Anyway, so we are in the MakerDAO protocol here, and let me see here. There's this feature called chief contract. The concept of chief contract in the introduction, I'm not going to go over the code because I'm not good at this code, right? The concept of this, but you can use ChatGPT, I use it a lot to understand some stuff. The concept of this chief smart contract is that you can cast a vote to elect a determined smart contract to be, let's say, the contract backing the DAI protocol, right? And in this contract here, with this feature here, you can basically decide with the community what is the crypto, what is the asset that is going to back the DAI, right? So just let's go fast here. Smart contract provides a method to elect a chief smart contract via an approval voting system. This may be combined with another contract, such as the S authority, to elect a rule set for smart contract system. So what is happening is that this entity is basically buying all the DAI, and he's trying to cast votes to manipulate the smart contract backing the code. That's the idea, right? Now there is the argument that this entity is probably Richard Hart, I don't know. But the argument is that there is a benevolent entity working on it, and at some point, if he's working really well in the community with it, it's going to peg at $1. Okay, this makes sense. So here's the scenario. Imagine that this authority, this entity that is centralizing DAI, is actually good and helps the price to go to the $1 peg. What happens to the economic energy here? Listen, economic energy can only, it's a zero-sum game, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you can bring dollars, this and that, but you get what I'm saying, right? You put money and you have to take out money. And the question is, who is going to take the other side of your trade at $1 here, right? The same entity that is theoretically benevolent here is buying the DAI if he's buying at these low prices and bringing the price up somehow, right? I don't know how its entity can be trading anyway. But what happens when you get there? This entity, right? He bought here somewhere over this overall this price, like you guys. You guys are going to sell at the $1. Who is going to take your trade? Because the entity is taking the same trade as you, and I can tell where your average price is. There's an indicator called VWAP, and VWAP is a very old indicator, but people don't know how to use it properly, right? The idea of VWAP is that you can go over the price, and if you select the historical, let's say for a decade, right? You can basically see where the most volume is traded over all this stock price, right? And I'm going to put the price as the average. The high and low divided by 2 is the average of the candle, the oscillation of the day. So to me, this is the most important stuff. So I can tell where the average price of everybody trading pDAI, because pDAI is inside Pulsechain, so we can take the historical data here with volume. So that's the grace of DEXs, right? You have volume since the beginning. So I can tell that the average price of everybody here trading, the profitable ones, are probably in this average price if they are making DCA, because the VWAP, the VWAP is really close to a TWAP, which is basically DCA. Let's say you're going to buy every month, it means that your TWAP, you will trade on the TWAP every 1 month. The VWAP is kind of similar to that, but we're taking into account the volume, and the volume is more important to see the average prices of participants. So you can see how often the price let's put it yellow. You can see how often the price of pDAI is fluctuating below the VWAP, the average price of all participants, because of course you have participants that are speculating and they are selling over the VWAP and buying down the VWAP. So he's selling above the average price of the community and buying below the average price of the community. And hopefully you guys will see this thing going up and onwards. But have in mind that all of this is taking into account that there is speculation and someone is taking the losing side, okay? So anyway, this is the price of pDAI. Now, the bad side of pDAI is that you're probably believing that when it gets there, it's just pegged to $1 and there's no oscillation beyond that. No, it's not going to be like that, because someone has to take the trade, so it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work like a stable assets. Anyway, now why am I telling you guys that this is a dumb let's say a dumb choice compared to everything we have, right? Because first of all, you guys are trading against what the founder said, and the founder said for you guys to don't leverage, don't get, let's say, hugged by liquor, and don't get fooled by ladies, right? And to take the magic carpet ride. Now look at the risk that you guys are trying to bring to the community by trying to make this stuff, and someone is going to take the losing side anyway. So why don't you put all the efforts over something like Pulsechain? Why am I talking about Pulsechain? Because it's a way wiser choice. Why is it a way wiser choice? It's a way wiser choice because first of all, we are not beyond the VWAP, the average price of all the users here yet. The same for Hex. The Hex average price of users is 0.05, right? Because I'm considering the combined Hex, which is important here, and there's no chart about that. You have to do it by hand. Anyway, why don't you guys talk about the magic carpet ride that this triangle breakout is going to have, is going to be? And why am I talking about Pulsechain? Because you guys know that Pulsechain is deflationary. And since the beginning of Pulsechain, which was in May 2023, right? Oh, lost track, but I know it's May. I don't remember the year. Why don't you guys talk about this stuff here that already burned 5% of the supply? Why am I talking about how? Why am I talking about this and why it's so much important? Because of the following. This is a deflationary asset. A deflationary asset over time creates a positive expectancy against the other stuff that it's trading against. What do I mean with that? I mean that if you take dollars, which is what you use to buy stuff, you don't buy stuff with Bitcoin yet, or even Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is not, Bitcoin is inflationary to its not, right? But it's inflationary right now. It's even better than Bitcoin. Why? Because it's replicating stocks. Do you see what I'm saying here? I'm telling you that this burned 5%, excluding EOA, has a deflation of an average 3% a year, 2.5% a year. Do you know what stocks have an average of 2% a year deflationary? Let me show you. Let's go to asset ranks by market cap. Let's take the market cap here. So you have gold, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. You know, people talk about the big five or the greatest, I don't know. Have you ever read into their balance sheets? Now I'm going to teach you stuff the crypto noobs don't know because, well, they don't come from the market. They're coming from Doge, they're coming from meme coins, from gambling. Look, let's go to asset ranking about market cap and let's choose Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. Let's look into their balance sheet really fast here, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. So you go there and you type Nvidia. You don't know the ticker because you're not from the market and nobody remembers the tick. I mean, you can remember the tick, but there's so many tickers. Anyway, so we have Nvidia here, and this is the price chart, right? Let me erase my indicators here. And you can see, let's look into the yearly chart, right? A very long time frame, because you should look into it. A year goes flying like, like a bird. Look at this chart. It's beautiful, right? But how about the fundamentals of it? Let's go to financials, and you click in financials, you go into statements, income statement, and you go down there and you want to see what is the inflation of the stock. Stocks have inflation. You don't know that because they changed the name because it's prettier. It's prettier to say diluted shares outstanding, right? Look at Nvidia stock since the beginning here of the data that we have, right? How I wish to come the Black Friday to buy the TradingView most pro ever. Anyway, so since 2017 you have a deflation. In 2017 you have deflation of 2.62, 1%, and then you have an inflation and then deflation. What happens here? It means that this diluted shares outstanding is telling you that some employees, they are paid in stocks. I have a relative that, he is in a very good career in his life in a multinational, and part of his salary is stocks. What is it? Where does the stock come from? Well, the company can buy the stock on the market and give it to him, or the company can mint the stock. That's it, just like crypto. But look at that, you have an overall deflationary scenario here, and look how the chart is. Up and to the right, let's go to Microsoft. Another thing you have to look is if they're profitable or not, and what is the margin they have. So you go to financials and you go to, let's see, I think overview, you can see it already. You go here and look net margin. This is what matters, man. 30%, 36%, 36%, 34, 33, 25. This is a lot. So software company, they're good because of that. Their cost is so low. If you go to a mining company or something like that, or a retail company, you see that their net margin is like 5-10%. The difference is crazy. So let's go into their statements, and we are going to look into diluted shares. Where is it? Diluted shares outstanding. What is the scenario? This is deflationary. What is their chart looking like? Oh my god. Oh, how many percent we had? We have 63, 65,000% in many years, of course, but we are in crypto. If you get the same software with a higher volatility, the same behavior, but with a higher volatility, the same tokenomics with a higher volatility, guess where you would be in this magic carpet ride? So stop shilling shitcoins to people because they're going to hurt themselves. The founder already created a good software for you guys. And if you bring them to the magic carpet ride, what are the odds? The odds is that they're going to stay, man. But if he comes by a shitcoin, make some money or lose some money, they just go out. Right? This is the idea since the beginning. It's the magic carpet ride of something that really works. Now Hex has a crazy tokenomics because at the same time that it has some inflation, the inflation is thrown forward, like to the next year or whatever the most stakes are going to appear, and stakes liquidation are going to appear, but at the same time it removes liquidity from the market. So it adds inflation removes liquidity. It makes it a volatile instrument somehow. I don't know how to explain really well then more than that, but anyway. So Amazon, okay, all of these are all the same, but let's go into something that well, we can say Berkshire Hathaway, although they are like just a company, right? Speculation company. Buffett loves it. Look at this chart. Does this look like there's a crisis here? And I'm looking at the logarithm scale, right? No, you have one year of bull, bear, more years of bull. 1 year of bear, more years of bull. This is so simple, guys. This is so simple. It's ridiculously simple. Stop looking to daily charts. Stop listening to shitty influencers taking you out of the focus. It's a long-term game. Prosperity is not going to come in at 10,000x and you're going to be a millionaire and you're going to lose it after all. You have to create a prosperity mindset, not just cash. So you go into the financials here and you go to the statements. Let's look into it again. Diluted, oops, sorry. Oh, by the way, some of these stocks, they even have dividends. So you see how this thing is good? But anyway, but we prefer a higher volatile environment, of course. It's so lovely. Look, deflationary. Deflationary. What's the common thing about all this stuff? It's a zero-sum game, but if you add deflationary, so your company is making money in dollars, and you go to your stock and you buy back it and burn, basically, make it deflationary. What is the expectancy over a long term? It's going up, just as inflation makes your economic power going down. And the thing is that you're going to buy stuff with a devaluating asset, which is the fiat, and you store your money in deflationary assets. So your economic power goes up because the dollar, the fiat is devaluating. That's how you create the gap, right? Of course, you have to endure the 1 year, 3 year bear markets that happen in Bitcoin. Like they happen everywhere. It's normal. Anyway, but well, that's the mindset. That's the mindset. So the Pulsechain average price of the participants is 4/0/4/80/56. Do you want to see how the View app works? You have the opportunity to see this market being born, just like PHEX market is being born, and you can see the average price of the first whales. If you hold this stuff for 10 years, what do you think the chart will look like after everything that I told you? Don't look at the daily charts. Look at the daily charts to see the view app, right? And by the way, this you see the view apps of only pHEX here, but you must have in mind that the network came to light, so to speak, with forking the coins. So you have pHEX and you have eHEX, so you have cHEX. This is how you track the whales of hex. You have to look into cHEX view app. Of course, after all, they're going to shift to pHEX because it looks like the trend, by the way. Or let's see. I don't know. I cannot predict the markets. Anyway, so you have the view app of hex here, of pHEX here. It's great. It's really close to the view app. And let's go to Pulsechain again, which is the most deflationary asset here. Look where the view app is. Now let's look into all the stocks that I showed you. Let's go into a software stock, right? Google. Oh, sorry, it's good. Let's look at the view app. You're going to pricing it. You go to view app and you select the volume weighted average price, and you just add it to high and low, and the session, let's put it the century since the beginning. We can erase these bands because we're caring about the bands. It's not information. Look at the view app. Do you notice that there was only one bear year that touched the view app, and after this, the price never ever came again to the average price of the biggest volume here since the beginning. And you can tell, well, you don't have access to all the volume because these exchanges, they are old and this and that. So you just go there and you select the TWAP, right? I did a TWAP because it didn't, anyway, I did TWAP for me, right? Anchor TWAP, and you go to Anchor TWAP, and you go there and you select the input, and you go to 2000. Let's put year 2000 here. 0 hours, and let's use the close like everybody uses, right? Oh, it's 2020, sorry, it's 2000. So the Chill app is always close to the View app, right? Let's put it monthly, no, quarterly, right? Quarterly because the beginning of the market was with commodities, and commodities respond to quarters because it's change of stations in nature. So the quarter is the earnings candlestick, it's the change of season candlestick, and this is the beginning of all the markets. Quarter, because we didn't start trading fiat, neither gold, we started trading rice, food, cows, chicken. Always remember this stuff. Remember where it all started. Remember how it progresses. Remember that people in the pits were trading it years ago, and there are pro guys doing the same stuff year after year. And you guys have to achieve this prosperity mindset. Anyway, so this is the Google Chill app, which is really close to the View app in the quarterly charts. What do you see here? It never touches the Chill app or the View app again. That's what you have to look at. Stop looking to shit coins that you have no clue of what's going to happen. Just look at the stocks, look at the patterns, look at the costs of the company, and that's it. Who takes the cost of Pulsechain here? It's the guys that are validating the network. So the cost is going to, guess what? The cost goes to people that lock their coins, right? People that lock their coins for yield, or because they wasted money on a server to validate the network. They're going to pay the electricity costs here. And no wonder why, it's probably the one that's going to be slower, because Pulsechain is piggybacking over the cost of Pulse users, Pulse validators, Pulse miners, whatever you can call it. You get what I'm saying here? This is not the average thing that influencer is going to tell you. And I get pissed off because people are teaching everyone wrong. And this is not what the founder said. The founder said to just ride the magic carpet ride. Stop falling into shitcoins. Like, if you're going to fall into shitcoin, at least have a strategy, right? Because I have nothing. You can go into a shitcoin that oscillates 100% per day, and you just rebalance it because you have a strategy, and you buy the lows and sell the highs of minimal oscillations. That's okay. But don't buy and hold this stuff. I mean, unless you have a rebalancing strategy. Yeah. The market doesn't. There are many ways to skin the cat. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go to the pulse chart here. You're going to notice that the pulse chart is really funny because when you compare it to DAI, it's going up. It looks like it's going up, like the PulseX price. Like the PulseX price, it's like it's mimicking the PulseX price. But when you look at the ratio, guess who's paying the bills here? And you compare it to Pulse. Guess who's paying the bills here? You see, PulseX and Hex, they have great game theory, man. PulseX is just replicating software deflation from stocks. But Hex has this DeFi thing into the game theory that it removes the liquidity, it delays the inflation. It's like, it's crazy. It's really good. It's really, really good from a trading perspective. So look at this stuff. Go to the magic carpet ride. It's PulseX. It's Hex. Stop looking to DAI. I mean, you can buy DAI just for the trade, but don't bring new users to it, right? And by the way, you guys should look into it. If you go into Pulsechain coins list, thank you for whoever did it. You can explore the ecosystem map, and you go to, what's the guy that did it? I think it's this one. Pulse. Yeah, I think it's this one. He's storing the new users per day. I'm going to show you right now. So you go there and you see the daily active wallets. Do you see a trend here? The trend is going up. You see? Do you notice that whenever the daily active wallets here peaks, it's very close to a high? It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, what I thought I should tell you that. Anyway, so always keep an eye on it. If you cannot predict the price, you can predict maybe the season, the time, because prices respond to. There's even a very common stuff in between the quantitative traders, which is seasonals. The market responds to seasonals, and they have a very big hit rate. Anyway, so you have where is it? The daily transact. Oh, here it is. Total active wallets. Do you see that there is a pink one here that you can barely see because it's not in a log chart? Do you see that there is a new wallet there? So you know what you have to do. You have to click here, and you go into CSV, and you import it to your PC. And I'm going to teach you guys how to make this analysis live. I think you cannot see my screen right now, but I'm going to show it soon. So, and you go into CSV there, and open the CSV. Let me share my screen here. Okay, you open the CSV. Where's my screen, man? I'm going to just drag this stuff. Okay, here it is. So you open the CSV. I just stepped on my dog. Anyway, so you open the CSV, and you click and you click here into data, and you go there and you search for texture columns, and you just select this here, right? There's a free Excel, right? If you guys don't have it, it's an Excel that is stationary in version just so people can use it. I'm not going to tell which is, you have to search for it. And then you add, I think I always forget this stuff. I don't want to replace it. I'm going to add more 2 lines here. 1 line. I'm going to repeat the process. Data. Remove duplicates. Just data. Texture columns. You go there and you put the stuff there, and there you have it. So it's separated here. And now what you do is, because you're a smart guy like me, and sometimes you don't want to work a lot, you go there into ChatGPT and you say, and you just do that. Just do it, man. Look how easy it is. You go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I have this spreadsheet. How can I, actually let's change this. Date, year, day, and month. Just let me show you what I did here again. Display capture, whoops, window capture. I just put the name here, right? Of the rows. Anyway, so you go to there and you open ChatGPT. Oops, where is it? And you open ChatGPT and you paste. Hey, listen, by the way, if you pay $50 for a shitcoin, please buy ChatGPT or Grok or any AI, so you stop being a noob, but learn how to use it, because AI will fool you. So if you want to know technical stuff, go into the documentation, read the documentation, use the AI as an assistant to answer your questions based on the documentation. Don't ask stuff just like expecting he knows everything. Anyway, how can I set a date? I do this because I always forget, and I should not do it so I can remember properly every day, but I deal with so much code that sometimes I just forget. Now I can be lazy and a happy lazy guy. So you're going to date and you're going to copy this stuff, and you're just going to go date, you just go to your Excel. Where is it? You just go to your Excel and you paste the stuff, and now you're going to press F2, and once you press F2, you see here that we're checking the columns, right? So you have date, D2. What is D2? D2 is the year, as you can see that it's highlighted there. What is the month? The month is column, and he did this code to get the value at D2, and it's the month and the day, right, as it is. So you're going to go down there and you're going to copy everything. Show again. And what you should do now is to let's delete this total because you already have this data. And you go there and you select everything and you insert a chart here. And you put it in lines. And you have, and once you do that, you have a messed up, I did something wrong here. Right. And you insert, and you add it to lines. And you have this messed up data. Why? Because it's a arithmetic scale. So you double click on it, and you go into vertical value. No, it's not the horizontal because it's the data, right? So that's vertical value. Where is it? Effects, axis options, and you click axis options, and you go to logarithmic scale. Oh, just bugged again, man. Crap. What am I doing wrong here? Why is the value skewed? Wait a second. Let me try again. Is it not detecting as a date? Let me see it. Oh, right. Probably because it's a oops, I'm going to print as a value here, and you put date for you. And you're going to format the stuff into date, and it should work. Let's see. Because I think it's considering it as a string, right? Yeah, you have to learn something about data too. And I'm going to insert it, and I think I got the same shitty value. I don't know what I did wrong this time, but I'm doing something wrong for sure. Maybe because I had to sort it. Wait a second, let's restart this stuff. Now this one is already a date, so it's a formula of date. No, it should give this one. For some reason, I'm gonna fuck it up. Oh, looks better now. Yeah. You see, I don't know what I did, but I did it wrong, right? And I'm not a smart guy by any stretch of imagination. So, and now I'm going to the axis options, and I'm going to select logarithmic scale. And here we have it. What do you see here? This is the most important data you should see ever in your life in crypto. You have a deflationary asset, you have active wallets growing, and you have new wallets growing. Look at the peaks. The new wallets are wallets that never appeared on chain before. Of course, there can be a nuance on how it's calculated, because I know that some companies calculate different from others. But this is an important data, man. Look at this. Do you see the trend? Just write the magic carpet right. I think I gave all the lessons I could here on that. Use ChatGPT. I think I don't have anything. Let me see if I have something more just talk about. You saw the average price. You want to see the average price of Bitcoin based on PLSX. This is it. Oh, there's another thing. The seasonality of hacks, which you should keep in mind. Oh my god, so many high quality content. Just spitting it. I got inspired. So the Bitcoin chart, they have a cycle, right? The Bitcoin chart have a cycle. Let's repeat it. How long does it take, actually, for the price to hit its top, historically talking about? Forget the price, man. Let's go simple, just like commodities, just like the old guys do. Because the pro traders, they have 60, 50 years old, and they're trading since the beginning, and they is trading a lot. If you are a profitable trader, over time you're going to increase your stash, and at some point you're a very high quality trader. It takes 12 years for me to learn simple concepts, because I have to erase all the shit I had to learn in the past, just so I can come here and spit all the stuff for you. The first cycle here, and it's simple stuff, you see, it's not hard. But you have to erase all the shit you learn. That's the problem. There are layers and layers of industry trying to make profit over your head, trying to sell indicators, trying to talk anything that is going to grab your attention so that he can pump his channel and be profitable with propaganda and stuff, you know. The problem is not propaganda that comes to your video in the beginning. The problem is the soft shell with bad intentions behind, or good intentions, but all for himself, only for him, right? Anyway, so I go to the start here, and the first cycle in the quarterly chart, we have 31 days. In the second cycle, if you suppose that it would repeat in a day, just consider the days here, right? We're not looking to price, we're looking to time. Time is one of the most important factors, because this is how all the markets had grown. People in the past traded by day, and time is the same time since the beginning. The sun goes up, the sun goes down, and it's night. And the other day is a day. And the rotation of the planets, at some point, even if the rotation and not the rotation, right, the elliptic that it does around the sun changes over time, if it goes close and farther from the sun, you change your station, your season. So it's always the same. So consider the quarterly charts always. Anyway, so let's simulate the same amount of days here, and you go there and you just copy and paste the same amount of days, and you nail it with the bottom of the market. Theoretically, the market in the cycle should have topped at 1731 days. Did it happen? No, it did not. It keep going up, so we have a change in the pattern. What is the pattern? The pattern is 104 days here to the top. So we notice the change of pattern. Let's just print this one over here and change the color to yellow because we're talking about a different pattern. Now let's replicate the time to the next bottom. Where should it match? So we have the quarter and you have the October 1. Let's put it October 1. So the top should be at 1 July. Did we nail it? No, we didn't, but it was very, very close. If you look here into the quarterly chart, you have a range. So we stop it there. Now you're going to see that's really funny. So if you're going to get this pattern here and replicate it, where is it going to? 1 July 2025. So you add some ranges here like 2-3 months before, and you have approximately the time, the seasonality of Bitcoin. This is it. This is it. This is it. Even the US naming it as a commodity, and it makes sense. It is a commodity. It responds to seasonalities. But it's a commodity with fixed supply and reducing inflation over time, so to speak. Monero is another good one. Monero, by the way, Monero is the stable coin of crypto. Look at that. Look how boring this chart is, right? This is what a purely stable coin should be. Is that it actually should like oscillate 0.1%, but this is closest we have in crypto for a legitimate stable coin. Now, I know there are some use cases that are not good for that, but it has privacy, and that's what currencies should have. You have 3 assets that are really good. Well, actually, 5. You have Hex, the insane game theory that is built on it. You have Pulsechain, which is software. You have Bitcoin, which is accessible, let's put it between brackets, right? Accessible crypto commodity. I don't even know. To be honest, I'm not so fan of Bitcoin, but you know, people are trading it, and it's just a static coin. And so you have Pulsechain, you have Hex, you have Monero. It's actually 3 in my point of view. And you have stuff, not even BNB, not even ETH, not even GRT, Link, you know, all this stuff are going to go up over time, but they are inflationary, so to an extent, of course, but you know, Pulsechain is so democratic, just dive into it. So anyway, what I was talking about? So I was talking about the cycles. So the cycles here, you can predict that it's 11 bars that it takes, 11 quarters since the bottom. Now the funny thing is that if you erase all the stuff and just go to the 12 months chart and you start printing the tops here from the latest pattern, you're going to have 7031 days, 7031 days, and where's the next 7031 days? You have 7031 days at the close of this candle. And then you have 196. Sorry. Yeah, the bottom was, where's the bottom? Oh, the bottom was 1 year before, right? Yeah, sorry for that. There was something on, because I remember it said 1,000 years. days. So you have the 700 days, and you have the 1096 days, and you have the either we're stopping at this stop, or we go to the repeated pattern of 196 days, which is next year. Another thing you have to notice is what is the color of the bar. Simple stuff. 1 year down, 3 years up. 1 year down, 3 years up. 1 year down, 3 years up. Is that so hard? Really? Stop shilling shitcoin to people. Just make people sit on their hands and achieve prosperity. Oh my God, stop sharing this poor mindset, this pumping mindset. People are getting so lost in that. Damn, should stop the live, by the way. Well, anyway, I think I shared everything, and I hope you have a good day. Probably I shared a lot of stuff that nobody shares with you. There's even deeper stuff. I know probably the hacks timing to the top, based on the patterns that I see, but I don't think it's viable to share it because everybody has to go through their own experience, This is the end of the game. All these guys that are shilling this stuff, they are making the job. In a predatory environment, where some people lose and some people win, you have to doubt the majority. Oh, but the majority believe it's not. Yeah, but you have to add some discernment over it. You look into patterns, you look into empirical stuff in the markets that you already saw, you study the markets, you study how the market started, you studied everything. You put your money on it, take losses, because that's part of the game, and you start to understand the predatory behavior of it. And how dumb it is, because it's counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive, and it makes sense because the only way you can predate another human, so to speak, is if you act against his intuitions. It's just like a deer that is jumping on the field. You know where the deer is going to be. You know what all the deers are doing. They're there eating. When they hear sound, they put their heads up and they look around. They don't see anything, and they go down, and you go closer to it, and you aim the shot and you shoot, and you know that next season the deers will be there again. And they keep jumping on the field. You can see them from far away. The same with humans. You know what they're going to do. You know what they're looking at. You know that they're trying to make profits fast. You know that they don't like to take losses. You know it's hard for them to average price in the bottom over the long run. I'm not talking about gold leverage and average. Like trading with leverage is another thing. Right? It's not investing. It's trading. So it's another stuff. It's another malicious understanding that requires a lot of experience to understand. Okay. Anyway, just for the end, let's see gold. Everybody talks about gold. Gold is going up. And people that say, "Oh, TA doesn't work," look at that. It's so hard, man. Like you have to stop, and you just get. This is a 12-month chart. You put in log scale, and you get this leg here, and you duplicate the leg up, and you kind of have the bottom. And if you see this pattern change, you duplicate it, and you put there in the retracement, you kind of have the retracement. You kind of have the target. But of course, you'll not be right because it changes across time, so you have to make a game plan to trade it. But you can see that the retracement, like you could get the retracement there, you would say, well, this is a good place to buy. But then you have 3 years here to the downside and it goes up. You can make a game. This is your edge. You know the long term. You know where it's going. You know some technical analysis. You just have to have the profitable mindset. You got what I'm saying? Look at that. You have 1 bar going down, 1 bar going up, 2 bars going down, 3 bars going up, 1, 2, 3 bars, 4, 5 going down, 1 bar going up, 1 down, 1 up, 2 down, 2 up, 1 down, a lot up. Is it so hard to? I'm saying like that, but it's really hard. But taking the emotion out of it, rational standpoint, is it so hard to wait 2 bearish bars to buy? You get what I'm saying? You wait 2 bearish bars and bearish bar and you buy. You know, enter here, and then you enter here, and then it's your average price. Bitcoin is 1 bar. It's even easier. Look at that. Bitcoin is 1 bar, man. It's one single 12-month bars and 3 12-month bars going up. How do you think Pulsechain will be? Pulsechain will be exactly the same. The difference is that you're going to have this going up, but it will go up as shit because there is volatility, more volatility in this environment. So if Bitcoin crashed like 75% this time, the next cycle it can probably crash 60, 50%, but you separate the basket for an 80% drop due to a black swan event. That's it. That's your game. You do the same for Pulsechain, but you just increase the volatility. You think it's 50%? No, it's not going to be 50%, man. It's going to be make a stash for 30%, of course, because shitcoins can go up a lot, altcoins can go up a lot. We make like 30, 60, 80, and like 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. What's the probability of this happening? Really low, man, because the tokenomics is the same as the economics of stocks. That's it. That's everything you need to know. And anything, like, sit on your hands, watch days, years of markets, start to develop your stuff like I did with my fractals, like I did with my trend indicator. Simple basic stuff, man. Basic stuff is what the market is doing. You want to see the trend? Well, this is the trend. Let's put the 12-month trend on the Bitcoin. Not just erase stuff. What is the trend? What is the trend? It's simple. Over the year, you put in a yearly trend. Look how simple it is. Say you buy just on the green bars, the green side here. Green, you bought green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have 5 greens and the market goes up. And then you have a retracement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green, 4 greens and the retracement and the market goes up. That's it. Look at this buy. This is the bottom. Look at these buys. They are the local bottom. Look at the sells. They are the local top. Trade long term. It's so much easier. Put your money there from your job, not financial advice. Like, you get what I'm saying, right? Don't be dumb. Stop wasting money on stuff. Be smart. And know that it's a predatory environment. That's it. Hope you had a good one and some catharsis hit your head like a spear going through your mind. And keep it simple. Every trader that are profitable, and I saw really good traders, they were simple, man. You can search for Linda Hash. Let's go over there on Twitter. You really want good advices? You go here into my Twitter account and you go into guys that I'm following, right? You have this guy, Joaquin Moser, Kevin Davey, legit, Adam Beck, because he talks about Bitcoin, Inner Circle Trade, I don't know, Mandy, legit, Linda Rashke, one of the best traders ever alive. Look at this woman, man. She's trading since the tickers. And like these guys, they are trading, and they are trading crypto, they're trading everything you can ever imagine because they have modeled everything. They did back tests like I did, but they're pros, and they are way more pros. I did some back tests, I did some money, but like, look at these guys. Look at these guys, 40 years, 50 years in the market. She saw every black swan, she saw every market behavior, she saw every human behavior, and it's profitable. Well, I'm not going to spoil your stuff, but you should listen to this woman. Look at what she's looking at. Bands. One indicator, 2 indicators, not a bunch of lines in the screen. There's not like 5 indicators. And you can see that her indicator here is kind of like plotting fractals. So it's going up, this is straight up, going down, trend down. What happens here in the middle? You have this oscillation really close to the borders. And when it goes down, you have a sequence of candles going down beyond the borders. It's not like 1, 2, and you see, it breaks out and goes back fast. This is a trading environment, and another trend, it it can make your trades and keep going down because it declared that this is a trending environment. This movement here, or it can just go up and declare it's a trend environment, but in the range of this time frame does not happen this way all the time. This is the trend, right? They are looking at simple stuff. They are looking at literally simple stuff. I look at tops and bottoms and in trends, macro trends. Look at this. A woman that is trading 50 years, she's like putting a trend line here. You know what I'm saying? One indicator, two indicators, and a line. There are only three stuff in her screen. Three tools in her screen. That's all. That's all. What are the time frames? Weekly. What are the time frames? I don't know. What is this one? It's the daily. Daily. You see? Look at what she's looking at. Tops and bottoms. You see that? That's simple. That's simple. If you see someone with a bunch of indicators on their screen, immediately doubt it. That's it. I think I shared everything. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Then I'll clip these videos and so people can have informed information on it. See you guys. Have a good one and check the view app stuff. It's really important. Happy Saturday.